The Necronomicon is an ancient manual of incantations, which was rediscovered in the 1920s. Certain details of the text were published by that writer of horror, HP Lovecraft. Though Lovecraft was but one of several authors at the time who mentioned the cursed book in their works. In reality, the Necronomicon was composed in the year 735 by Abdul Alhazred, who was also known as the Mad Arab. The lost city of Babylon was discovered by modern man in the 17th century by the Italian adventurer Pietro Della Valle. It was also found 1,000 years earlier by the Mad Arab. Abdul Alhazred was a seeker of forbidden knowledge. He probed the Egyptian tunnels beneath the ruins of Memphis before the collapse of the passages buried their secret contents. For 10 years, he lived as a hermit in that part of the Arabian desert where the sand rings like a bell, attracting the unwary with its song, before swallowing the victim whole. There he explored the empty streets of the City of Pillars, mentioned in the Koran. After its inhabitants were annihilated by God, the city remained standing. The original title of the Necronomicon was Azif. Azif was the Arab word used for the sound of insects in the night, which the superstitious believed to be the whispering of demons. Alhazred spent his final years in Damascus, where he wrote Azif. He died in the middle of a crowded marketplace, in front of 100 witnesses. Seized by an invisible force, he was torn by it, limb from limb. Alhazred was known for treating the religion of Islam with indifference. He worshipped an entity unknown at the time, which he called Cthulhu. The original text has been lost, but in 950 AD, a rare copy fell into the hands of Theodorus Philotas of Constantinople. He translated it into Greek and gave it another name, the Necronomicon, which translates as the Book of the Laws for the Dead. When the bubonic plague swept through Copenhagen, unlike other physicians of the Middle Ages, Olaus Wormius remained in the city to minister to the sick. Dr. Wormius was also a student of antiquity, and he translated the Necronomicon into Latin. The last copy of the Greek translation is believed to have perished in Salem, Massachusetts, in the same year in which the famous witch trials were held. The private library that held it was burned to the ground. The Latin translation was immediately banned by Pope Gregory IX. Of the Latin volumes that still exist, single copies are held under lock and key by the British Museum, the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris, the Widener Library at Harvard, and the Library of the University of Buenos Aires. Other copies of the Latin version are held privately. Microsoft magnate Bill Gates is rumored to possess one of them. The Necronomicon is suppressed by governments and organized religions. Merely reading it is said to lead to dire consequences, misfortune, and madness. But because of the institutional suppression of the work, we have few details of its contents, nor is there any photograph of its appearance. HP Lovecraft was often asked about the Necronomicon. He did not believe it was the product of human imagination. He must have been one of the anonymous owners of the terrible book, keeping it secret lest he attract the attention of the authorities. He described it as voluminous, having more than 750 pages, bound in leather and secured by metal clasps. Lovecraft quotes a chilling passage directly from the pages of the Necronomicon. "The hands of the old ones are at your throat, but you do not see them. Their habitat exists on a different plane, but occupies the same space as your guarded threshold. Man rules now where they once ruled. Soon they shall dominate where man dominates now."